Hi, this is Sean Hessinger, and welcome to Small Biz in 15, the show where we bring you small business success in 15 minutes or less. Please like or subscribe if you enjoy the show. Well, e-commerce is a great opportunity for small business owners, and nowadays you don't even have to own your own website or warehouse to start building your e-commerce empire. Here to discuss one such opportunity called Fulfillment by Amazon is Kristen Ostrander, founder and CEO of Mommy Income. So, Kristen, let's start out by talking about what exactly Amazon FBA is and how it works.
So Amazon FBA is fulfillment by Amazon. So you take your typical, say you had a Shopify store and you wanted to move it to Amazon. What you do is Amazon gives you a specific label that you put on all of your products and you ship it in all in one giant box or several giant boxes, pallets, truckloads, whatever. You send it to Amazon and they distribute it to their warehouses so that when your Amazon Prime customer wants 2-day free shipping, they order from Amazon just like they normally would and they take your product and they ship it to the customer. So they are fulfilling all of your customer orders. So like right now as we speak, I'm probably selling something on Amazon and they're doing the work. They're picking it, they're sending it, they're shipping it all. And so the fulfillment side frees up a lot of business owners, sellers, everything else to do really important stuff rather than fulfill shipping orders and having warehouses and all that stuff.
How exactly do you get started doing this? I mean, what's the first step?
Well, the first step is deciding how and what you want to sell. If you already have a product or a brand, and maybe you're even in retail stores and you want to bring your brand to Amazon, then you would sign up for their Amazon fulfillment program, or even just as a seller on Amazon. You don't have to use fulfillment by Amazon, but most people choose to because that gives you access to all Prime customers. If you choose to fulfill your items yourself, you'll have to store them at your warehouse or your own facility and then distribute them to each customer who buys. So that's kind of the difference between what they call merchant fulfill and FBA. But then if you're just bringing your brand to Amazon, you want to do FBA, it's signing up, going to their sell on Amazon. You can literally type that into Google, sell on Amazon, and you can follow the step-by-step process. You have to be verified. They literally want like your passport photo, and then they do this like verification where you have to get on a Zoom call with them and hold up your license to your face. I mean, they're being pretty cutthroat about that because there's been a lot of bad players that are opening multiple accounts and that, all this different stuff. So it's not really complicated to get started, but there is, I mean, it's not exactly like eBay either, where it's really easy to snap a couple pictures, send stuff, and you're off and running. So getting started is really just signing up as a seller and figuring out if you have a product already, then you're kind of ahead of the game. If you're not, then you need to start looking at the different products and things that you would like to sell and get started that way.
Is there another way to sell with Amazon that sellers might want to try first?
There are lots of different ways and methods and business models on Amazon. For example, one of the ones that most people start out with in the very beginning, say you're starting and you're just kind of getting your feet wet and you want to know if this process is even right for you. A lot of people start with what you call retail arbitrage, which is going into regular stores like Target or Best Buy or I don't know, all the stores in Bed Bath and Beyond, and you're buying stuff off of retail shelves and selling it on another platform, aka Amazon. So that's called retail arbitrage. A lot of people flipping, reselling, whatever, there's all kinds of lingo for it. And that's basically going from store to store, and people are making, dare I say, millions of dollars doing this. That's really breaking the ceiling at that point. But there's lots and lots of people making a very decent income doing this reselling, retail arbitrage, or even online arbitrage. Stay at home in your jammies, you're surfing all kinds of different websites, buying stuff on clearance, sending it back into Amazon. So that's one business model. Another business model would be someone that has their own private label brand, or they have a brand they've created. I have a friend, I'm like trying to look it up there. So there's a candle in my background over there. I have a friend that makes and creates her own candles. And of course she has an Etsy shop. She does local stuff, but she also sells her candles on Amazon. So she already has her private label brand. So that's another type of business model. And then you've got your regular straight up wholesale. That's what every brick and mortar store does. They buy in bulk at wholesale costs, and then they mark it up and sell it within their storefront. So you can do that on Amazon as well. You're just doing it on a digital platform rather than as a brick and mortar store. So there's lots of different business models and how you can earn money and earn an income through Amazon. You just have to pick which one is for you. And then I actually created my own hybrid version of a business model that's kind of unique, and it combines a private label concept, having your own brand of products, and wholesale. So instead of creating my own brand of products, I created my own brand of what I call bundles. So think of a bundle as a gift set or accessory pack to something. So say you drive a Dodge Ram and you got a brand new Dodge Ram and you want to put, some seat covers and some, a steering wheel cover or something like that in there. So I would be selling a Dodge Ram accessory kit, and it's got 4 or 5 different things in it, because when you're selling online, there's a lot of expenses and a lot of fees and a lot of different things that they cover for you. And so you got to make that up in other ways. So instead of selling something really small and inexpensive, you're going to make pennies. So if you combine products that people are already buying anyway, which I call wholesale bundles, then that's when you really get the lion's share of the profit by putting products together. So that's kind of a hybrid. So there's all different types of ways and styles to be able to make an income with Amazon.
How much does it cost to get involved in Amazon FBA exactly?
For starting out, I actually have a great video on my YouTube channel. It's called, start your Amazon business for $500 or less. And I actually believe that that's still really possible in today's day and age. It depends on where you buy and how you buy your inventory, and whether or not you could actually do it with used books. People go to the Goodwill and Salvation Army and things like that and scan books with their Amazon app, and they, see where the profit is, and they can make money that way. So it depends on how much you have to invest in the beginning. But I would say, like, if you have, $1,000 would be a great start, because you don't have a lot of overhead, and you don't need a lot of access tools or things like that. You need some training, which I have an amazing training program for beginners. It's $97, not a big deal. So some training, YouTube free training if you have more time than you have money. But I would say a good $500 to invest in some initial inventory and a little bit of training, and maybe you need a couple pieces of equipment. So I think between $500 and $1,000 is a really good start. $1,000 is a great start. $500 is kind of a shoestring start. But I started personally with $100 and used books on Amazon. And so if I can do that with that and build it up to 7 figures, so can anyone.
Is there a rule of thumb or a best way that people who are doing this market those products?
Oh, I love this question. It's a loaded question, but I love it. So when it comes to marketing, the beauty of Amazon is that you don't have to do a lot of marketing. I train my students to pick, if you're brand new and you're like, I don't care what I sell on Amazon, I just want to make an income, then I train my people to choose products that are very niche products. They're very category specific. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, can I make iPhone case is like the number 1 search on Amazon, like all the time, right? But there's a million searches a day for iPhone cases, and there's a million products to match those searches. So I teach a really specific research process that helps you dig for the gold of the products that are already there, so that you don't have to spend a ton of money outside of Amazon marketing or bringing customers to your platform. Amazon already has 152 million Prime customers coming to them. So because of that, you don't have to do marketing. Your customers are coming to Amazon and they're typing in, Dodge Ram accessory kits or Dodge Ram accessories, and then you're just popping up along with that. So it's more important to have your listings written very well. That's your advertisement, if you will, your product listing, and you're in control of writing that product listing. So making sure you use the best keywords, because your Amazon customers are coming in and they're typing keywords into the search box, and then all these products pop up. So unless you are trying to become a household name and you're creating a brand new brand from the bottom up, you don't need to do a ton of marketing at all. I have over 250 products in my store, different product SKUs, and I do 0 advertising. I don't bring any outside marketing. Amazon does all of it. I just write really, really good listings with great keywords. And when someone types in my product into Amazon, I'm pretty much in the top 3 of them showing the customer the product that they're already looking for. So my biggest suggestion is selling something that people are already looking for, that's also, not an iPhone case that everybody's looking for. So finding a lane, a niche, and then going with that.
I think you created a great segue into the next question, which is, are there brands and products that work best on Amazon? And if so, what are some of them?
I am a boring, unsexy seller of products. I sell basic things that people want to buy on a regular basis. Now, not everybody can be Nike, not everybody can be Coca-Cola or, all these big brands. And those people have spent tons and tons of time, decades building their brand. But the reality is, if everybody right now, every listener picked up their phone and went to their Amazon app, because you have it, and look at the last 10 things you bought, how many of those items were actually big brand names that are household names? Most of the time, you're like, okay, I need a pair of black leggings for my daughter's dance class. Black leggings, find a one that's a good price that fits, add to cart. HDMI cords, office supplies. It's like, okay, I need some. Sharpie is a brand, of course, but like that's one thing that might be brand loyal. So are there things that work better than others? Absolutely, yes. But what I would say is the generic everyday type items that people are looking for that aren't really branded are things that do really, really well. I mean, if you're searching for Nike shoes, you're searching for Nike shoes and you might just search any site. But if you're like, oh my gosh, I need a storage cubby for my entryway, I'm going to go put storage cubby in there and then see what comes up. So instead of looking at brands, I would look more at product categories that are underserved and then bring more products to the marketplace, because variety is the spice of life. There might be one black storage cubby there, but there's someone that might want, light blue, or one that has a pattern, or any of those things. So bringing more varieties for products that already exist is also a kind of an easy shortcut.
So, okay, Kristen, I've decided I want to do fulfillment by Amazon. How long should I allow? They say it takes a certain amount of time to get a business started, and maybe some people think, well, internet business is selling online. Boy, I'm just going to make huge amounts of money, gobs of money out of the gate. How long should you allow? How long is this going to take to get the thing up and running and get yourself to a point where you're profitable? How much work are we really talking about? We don't want to sugarcoat it here.
Right. I don't love sugarcoating. I will shoot you straight. It's not sunshines and rainbows starting any business, whether you start an Amazon business or something else. There's always going to be a learning curve in the beginning. So I would say if you're just starting out, use the first 3 months to literally just learn and take action. 3 months of that. And then the next 3 months, you're probably going to be earning a little bit of money, maybe not all of your initial investment at first, but you're going to earn a little bit of money. I say by a 1 year mark, you should be profitable. If you're following the steps and doing what you need to do and you're diligent about learning the processes. I mean, I feel like 6 months is plenty of time to start turning a profit. Some people turn a profit in their first 8 weeks. But that's the people that are literally, that's all they're doing. They don't have a daytime job and things like that. So I would say give it 6 months to a year. A year would be ideal, because then you can go through a full cycle. Remember that retail is usually, not all retail, I guess I'm making an assumption there, but especially on Amazon, in my experience, and I'm almost 20 years in at this point, of selling online. I started in 2003. There is a cycle. Retail has a cycle. And so like you have your Q4, which is your biggest profits. October, November, December in the United States is the biggest months for retail. So I suggest that anybody go through a full year. So if you start in May, then, go to the next May and reevaluate and see, what your workload is, how you made money, or you can see the potential. But people quit far too often because in the beginning, it's gonna be frustrating. You don't know what you don't know, and you're gonna have to learn it. And so if you're ready and willing to do that, I have yet to see anyone that hasn't made money that has kind of come through my system, at least decided at the end of the year it's not worth it or don't like it. But most people, I would say almost 100% of them, are making money and earning an income.
And now it's time for our small biz tip in 15 seconds or less. Remember, platforms like eBay and Amazon have ready-made customer bases, so there's no reason to start from scratch when building your e-commerce business. Thanks again to Kristen Ostrander, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the show. And please remember to leave a comment and to tell us what kind of topics you'd like to see on future programs. For more small business news and tips, join us on smallbiztrends.com.